The Gambia's National Human Rights Commission took a significant step in addressing the pressing issues of corruption and its impact on human rights, making a historic moment. The Commission convened its inaugural conference on the influence of corruption on human rights in the Gambia. The primary goal was to illuminate the intricate relationship between corruption and human rights, examining its detrimental effects on the nation's citizens. The groundbreaking conference convened distinguished scholars, legal experts, human rights activists, government officials, and representatives from civil society, establishing a comprehensive platform for various stakeholders to discuss the severe repercussions of corruption. The National Human Rights Commission acknowledged the inherent ties between corruption and human rights violations, emphasizing a connection that is often underestimated but holds profound implications for societal well-being. The Vice Chairman of the National Human Rights Commission, Ms. Jenaba Jom, shared insights into the motivations behind organizing this conference.
Last year, the Gambia was ranked 110 out of 180 countries by Transparency International Corruption Perception Index, and we were given a score of 34%. In other words, they listed us as one of the many corrupt countries in the world. When NHRC saw this, we were not happy. If NHRC that came into being or came into force in 2019 with 5 commissioners and staff, we were able to quickly rise and be counted as number one, having a number one position amongst other world NHRIs we found. Our neighboring Senegal is not even number one, we are number one status. We felt we should now rise up and work with the Gambia government and make sure we come out of this list.
Addressing the widespread challenges and negative impacts of corruption was a focal point of the conference, which also sought to formulate effective strategies and suggestions to tackle this pervasive problem. Speaking on behalf of the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Mr. Aliu Jallo highlighted the extensive harmful consequences of corruption on society, emphasizing its detrimental effects that undermine the rule of law.
Addressing corruption requires a multifaceted approach, including strengthening institutions, promoting transparency and accountability, enhancing citizen participation, and fostering a culture of integrity. It also requires regional and international cooperation to combat cross-border corruption and illicit financial flows.
During the conference, attendees will delve into a comprehensive exploration of corruption and its far-reaching implications for human rights. The event aims to facilitate profound debates and encourage participants to share insights on the detrimental effects of corruption, particularly in undermining fundamental human rights such as access to education, healthcare, clean drinking water, and a fair justice system. A nominated member of the National Assembly and a committee member of FPAC, Honorable Keba Langfofana, declared that combating corruption is a collective responsibility for everyone.
We currently have the Anti-Corruption Act of 2022. Drafting laws, promulgating them, does not provide the complete recipe or the assurance that we will have a corrupt-free society. The fight against corruption requires concerted efforts to be championed and must be championed by the government, led by the National Assembly and all other institutions, the media and the public as well. And this requires attitudinal change. Because I used to say this and I would say it again. I don't know of any other country, but if you look at the public service and the civil service of the Gambia and all other ministries and agencies, I can comfortably say over 90% of all employees are Gambians. We are all part and parcel of this society. Therefore, I will be right to say that the people who are engaged in corrupt practices are what Gambians.
Experts underscores the detrimental effects of corruption on a nation's development, emphasizing its negative impact on good governance, accountability, and transparency. The misuse of authority by those in power for personal gain was highlighted as a significant threat to the well-being of the ordinary citizens, particularly those who are already marginalized and vulnerable. The conference stressed that a pervasive culture of corruption exacerbates inequality and hinders efforts to achieve social and economic justice. In a notable move, the Gambia's National Human Rights Commission organized the groundbreaking conference to showcase its dedication to safeguarding and advancing human rights while taking a firm stand against corruption. The event not only served as a platform for raising awareness, but also fostered the creation of practical solutions to combat the widespread consequences of corruption on the employment of human rights in the country. Ultimately, the conference aimed to pave the way for a more equitable and just society. Reporting for Kerfatu, I am Buba Gajigo.